Okay, I'm not sure if I'm streaming already or not, but if anyone joined, welcome. Okay. Çok adamım. Okay, hello. If I see that someone connected in the YouTube, so if you hear me and everything is fine, please write something. Over mě celá խնդրում մի բան գրեք, որ ես տեսնեմ, որ ես լսվում եմ ու ամեն ինչ աշխատում է։ Hello? Oh, hey Yasama, can you hear me? Oh, hey Yasama, can you hear me? Okay, I think there's just a big latency in the YouTube stream. I'm not even sure that I'm really streaming in Instagram. Hopefully it is streaming. Oh, okay. In Instagram, I needed to do something there to start the stream. Okay, so welcome everyone who connected. I hope you have something to drink with you. I have some whiskey with me, although I'm not going to drink it too much, so that I will be able to play. Hey everyone on Instagram as well. So we're starting our Scriabin piano music night. I actually the name of this concert is Clavier à lumières. Maybe you don't know what that is, but that is a keyboard that Alexandr Scriabin invented for his last symphonic poem, the Prometheus poem. And there was a line for the lights, and that's why he wanted he invented a keyboard with which the light line, the color line, would be played. Okay, yeah, I'm getting distracted with all of this. Actually, this is first time that I'm doing a live stream on 2 platforms at the same time, so it's a bit difficult for me. Yeah, so getting back to Scriabin, yeah, so he invented that keyboard, Clavier à lumières, with which when the keyboardist hit the note, by the way, tell me if you can hear the piano, please. When he would play something on that piano, the lights would that there would be some colors, and the color line would be performed. Okay. So a little bit about Scriabin. So he was a very interesting man, and there are many aspects of him that are very interesting. But the first one that I would like to mention is that when he was already in his more ripe composing age, his main goal was to compose the project Mysteria. Why am I saying Mysteria? Because why am I saying a project? Because it was not just a composition. It was like a big thing. It would be performed for 1 whole week, and it would be performed at the India, in the how do you say it, in the Himalayas, and there would be like many artists, there would be smelling bouquets, and so every form of art would be involved, and nobody there would be just a listener. Everybody would participate in that event. But lucky for us, he was not able to even finish the beginning of that piece because he was planning that when that piece would be performed, the world would be disappeared and the humanity would be disappeared, and the greater humanity would be born out of that. So basically, he was, as you can say, he was a big Nietzsche fan. So that's why. So he was planning the end of the world, basically. But as I said before, he didn't even finish the beginning of that piece. So another interesting thing about him is that in his works you can see many marks like play it flying, play it like no one could catch, like play it transparent. So those are the words that I would like to describe Scriabin with. And by the way, many of those words weren't even real. He was kind of changing some words to make up the words that he thought were going to fit most perfectly. Because there was like a term in afferrando in his first poem, in his Opus 32 first poem. And when I Googled it, I saw that many people were struggling to understand what that was, because there is no word like that in Italian. So, but that kind of means hard to catch. I don't know if there is a better word for that in English, but that's how it is. Okay, so today I'm going to perform for you Opus 32, 2 poems. That is the first thing that I want to play. And the first poem of those 2 poems is maybe my most favorite piece by Scriabin, actually. And it has a very interesting structure. So in the beginning, we have 2 melodies that intercept. So you have one melody on top and the other melody which is very similar to the top melody, actually. So the other melody is below. And they kind of have a conversation together there. Then there is the middle part, the connecting part with that inafferrando term. And there is a polyrhythmia, and so it sounds very transparent and ethereal. Sorry, I have a hard time to describe everything in English, but and in the second part, we will have the same 2 melodies with the same exact harmonies, the same chords, but their places would be reversed. So the lower melody would go on top and the top melody would go down. Okay, so we can talk about the next pieces afterwards. So please enjoy 2 poems, Opus 32. Okay, so this was the two poems by Alexandr Scriabin. Everything that I'm going to play today is by Alexandr Scriabin. If everything is, please tell me if everything is okay or not, because again, this is the first time I'm doing something like this, and I'm kind of nervous. So the next pieces that I'm going to perform are the opus 42 8 etudes. So I would like to share with you something about me. I actually hated playing etudes before, because for me it kind of feels just competitive, and there is something like a desire to show off, maybe, even though pianists are very lucky, because they have so many great composers that wrote etudes for piano, but I don't feel right when I'm performing an etude. But these 8 etudes, for me, they feel like a whole one composition, like 8 parts of one composition. Even the keys are kind of connected to each other, and their moods, how they are formed, like the culmination of this whole opus comes to 5th etude, the C sharp minor etude, which is maybe the most famous of his etudes, and afterwards it kind of goes away with the last etudes of this opus. So yeah, now I will perform all of them, and yeah, have a nice time. And I beg you, please let me know if anything doesn't work. Okay, guys, so these were the 8 etudes by Alexandr Scriabin. It is the 42nd opus by him. And yeah, again, I'm getting kind of distracted when I play, and afterwards I just can't talk, so sorry. So this last etude, by the way, is maybe my favorite etude, but I don't feel like this digital piano conveys everything that I want to, because sometimes with the fortes I hear a lack of the pressing the key and hearing the key. And when I have forte and many notes played together, it kind of doesn't work properly. So everyone who is in Yerevan, I really encourage to come to the concert on Sunday as well, because no matter what I do right now, on Sunday it's going to sound much better. So the next pieces that I want to present you are the four moments. I think that's the correct translation. 4 moments, opus 56, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So these are very pretty, very simple pieces, and with these 4 pieces, Scriabin, I think he tried to convey some 4 kind of moods. So the first one is called oh my god, it's called fragility. Fragility. So it's very transparent, it's very fragile. The second piece is just a prelude, but there is a mood, there's a direction from Scriabin to play it a bit sadly and tragically. The third one is very interesting. It's called a flying poem, and I think it really depicts a flying poem, because there is not really a melody there. It just there is a texture of going up every time, with there are constantly motifs that go just up. And the fourth piece is called a languid dance, and it really is very lazy, very languid. So I think you will catch those moods when I play these pieces. Four moments, opus 56. Okay, so these were the four musical moments. So the next piece that I'm going to perform is Scriabin's fifth piano sonata. By the way, he mostly wrote for piano. He just have 5 pieces for symphonic orchestra, and everything else is for piano. Sonatas and little forms, preludes, etudes, etc., etc. And interestingly, actually, I feel like his sonatas, his piano sonatas, are more like kind of similar to his symphonic pieces. So they have multiple layers, and actually I feel like that sometimes I see a line and I can exactly imagine which instrument would play it in the orchestra. And I could easily imagine those sonatas arranged for orchestra. especially the sonatas that come after are the second half of his. Sorry, I have trouble to articulate my thoughts. Especially the starting from fifth sonata, I think, or even fourth sonata. It feels more like a symphonic piece rather than just a piano sonata. Yeah, that's what I meant. And by the way, this fifth sonata, so Scriabin wrote 3 symphonies and 2 symphonic poems. I already talked a little bit about the Prometheus symphonic poem. That was his last orchestrated piece, where he used the light line and everything. And the other symphonic poem is the poem of ecstasy. And he actually wrote a literary poem for that. I personally don't think like it's very good. Like I read that whole poem, but I don't feel like it's a good poem per se. But it depicts exactly exactly the mood of his ecstasy poem, symphonic piece. And by the way, for the conductors that were going to conduct that symphonic poem, he recommended not reading the poem first and just performing according to his music, like what he wrote in the music. So he felt like that literary poem is more like a supplement for that symphonic poem, you know. And this fifth sonata is connected to that symphonic poem. By the way, they are written in the same year, and these 4 musical moments were also written around that time. It was like 1907, 1902, 08, around those years. And in this, in the beginning of the sonata, you can see the epigraph from his ecstasy poem. Yeah, and I personally feel like that symphonic poem and this sonata are exactly written in the same mood, and they kind of continue each other. They have the same language in them. Yeah, so this ecstasy poem is like about something like it's hard to describe in a few words what is that poem about, but it is about of feelings of terrifying excitement. If I would need to put it in 2 words, terrifying excitement, that's what I would call it. Yeah, so I'm gonna try to perform it how my best, but again, please consider that this piano can't handle many notes played at the same time too well, so it's going to sound a bit clashing, but generally it's going to sound okay. So, fifth sonata. Okay, guys, so that was Fifth Sonata by... I'm out of breath, really. Fifth Sonata by Alexandr Scriabin. I don't know why I keep saying that it's Alexandr Scriabin, because I think you already know that I will only play his pieces today. So, sorry, I need to catch a breath. Actually, at the live concert, I'm going to take a rest at this moment. There will be like something of a break, but I don't feel like it's right to do that in the live stream. It's kind of weird. So this piece for me, it feels so magical, that Fifth Sonata. The first time I heard it, it was at some piano competition in Russia, and when great pianists played it there, and I was so bewildered. I was like, I couldn't breathe throughout the whole sonata. I hope to achieve that feeling someday at a live concert, maybe. I don't feel like it was like that right now, although it wasn't bad, but hopefully I will get there. And yeah, so the next two pieces that I'm going to present you are of the late Scriabin. In fact, the two dances, opus 73, is like the second to the last opus by him, and the 10th sonata, opus 70, was written a bit earlier than that. Actually, Scriabin have died at about age of 45, I think. So it was an early death. But throughout his life, he managed to have so many diverse versions of his composition style. And towards the more late works, we can see that he was leaning towards atonality. But his atonality was a little bit different from like the Second Viennese school, Arnold Schoenberg and his pupils. It was different in the way that I feel like he didn't even intentionally wanted to make it atonal. When the Second Viennese school, Schoenberg, they kind of pragmatically, they drew lines for themselves. They made some, so they ditched tonality as a concept because they thought that tonality has outdated itself and nothing can be written in tonal way that is going to be sounding new and bring something new to the world. But for Scriabin, I think he did not think that way. It's just the shapes that he wanted to convey, the moods he wanted to convey, became less personal and more about that magical feeling, the God, and that's why he moved towards atonality. And his atonality, I can show you what I mean. He, like, it's not completely atonal. It's like he has this tense chords, like this one. Something like this. And normally it would go to, like this was C7 with extensions. It would normally go to F, right? but he not only he goes to a more to the tenth version of the next chord like that, but he goes to a completely different tenth chord like this. Maybe afterwards to here. And yeah, that's why you can't feel like there is a certain key in the piece that you are hearing. And actually that is kind of similar to another composer who was a little bit composing a little bit earlier than Scriabin. It's Richard Wagner. And by the way, once I was listening to Scriabin's Third Symphony, and then for some reason I wanted to listen to Tristan and Isolde, the beginning of the opera. And it sounded so similar to me, like not the themes, not the melodies per se, but the mood, like how it makes me feel. It felt similar. So I'm not sure if Scriabin actually was inspired by Richard Wagner, but I mean, who is not inspired by Richard Wagner, right? So I think there was that kind of connection there, that kind of influence. So the next piece that I'm going to play are two dances, Opus 73, as I said before. And the first one is called Ghirlanda. And the second one is The Dark Flames. Okay, so hopefully you felt the dark flames of the second um, dance because really when I'm practicing, I generally feel so scared playing that second dance actually. Oh, Karine Aroyan asked something. And the YouTube, I will answer there. Okay, so the next piece is the 10th Sonata. And it's also called Insect Sonata sometimes because of the great amount of trills in there. But I mean, I should warn you, you shouldn't think about like ants or little insects like that. It's more like giant insects in a fantastic jungle or something like that. Okay, so 10th Sonata. Okay, guys. So that was the program for today. I see that some people are still connected, so that's nice. I hope I didn't bore you and you enjoyed the concert. And again, if you can, I encourage you to come on Sunday to hear all of these pieces in a better hall with a better piano and with complimentary wine. Yeah, so by the way, this last piece, I think you could have guessed that it wasn't the continuation of the 10th Sonata by Scriabin, but it was a different piece, which was written by me, actually. This is called Celeste, and I actually I wrote it for electronics and piano, but this year I decided to make an arrangement for only one piano, and I wanted to premiere it on this concert program. And let me know, what did you like at this concert? What was your favorite? What was your the one that you hated? Please be very blunt with me. I'm really interested in your thoughts. You can leave your comments in the chat, in the YouTube, and in the comments in the live video in Instagram. So please let me know, how did you feel? How was the concert? Okay, Jamie answered. Thanks, Jamie. And what was your favorite piece? Do you remember? Did you like my piece that I played in the end? Oh, my cat came. I don't think she will show herself on the camera. Leia. No, she doesn't want to come. Okay, guys, no one wants to leave feedback about the concert. And okay, in that case, thanks everyone for joining today. I will see you on Sunday at 7 p.m. in Gosan Art Studio. I will play all of the pieces I played today. And yeah, hopefully I will have another online concert. Personally, I enjoyed it. It was very fun doing this. I enjoyed playing while without the inconveniences of playing at a live concert. Okay, so see you. Bye bye.